Okay, so 126-pounder PBC fighter Gary Russell Jr. exposes Al Haymon and his protection plan. Gary Russell Jr. does an interview with BoxingScene.com. He goes on to say this about Al Haymon. Russell told BoxingScene.com over the weekend that Haymon has delivered on every promise that he has made to the WBC featherweight champion. But Russell is beginning to think that even Haymon, who runs the Premier Boxing Champions, doesn't want him to fight Leo Santa Cruz. Okay, in case you don't know, Gary Russell Jr. has been chasing around Leo Santa Cruz for several years now. Okay, Gary Russell has made it clear to Leo Santa Cruz in the world that he wants to fight. He's been trying to make this fight forever, but to no avail. Okay, so this is what else he has to say about Al Haymon and Leo Santa Cruz and them not taking the fight with him. He says, man, I doubt that Leo, I doubt that the promoter, and I'm actually starting to doubt that even Al wants to see the fight happen, Russell said, because they know once it happens, they know what the outcome is going to be. Now, I believe that, given that the record that you have with Al Haymon and PBC fighters, and this is the crazy thing about Gary Russell Jr. As you know, Gary Russell Jr. has took a loss to Vasily Lomachenko, and Gary Russell Jr. has been also campaigning a fight with Gervonta Tank Davis. And the frustrations I see coming from Gary Russell Jr., a great fighter. He obviously still got some steam in him, so he still wants to fight. But he's also going on to say, he's saying, look, man, if these guys keep playing around and if I don't get the fights that I've been trying to get, the Tank Davises, the Leo Santa Cruzes, the Abner Mares, Gary Russell Jr. said he's just flat out going to retire and he's going to focus on his undefeated siblings. You know, that's how bad it's got, that boxers can't get the fights that they want now, that they're opting to retire. You know what I'm saying? This is what the Al Haymon blueprint plan is doing to people. You know what I'm saying? He's delaying people's legacies and forcing people to retire. You know? And he also goes on to talk about how, you know, some of the biggest problems about this fight game is the damn promoters. They don't want to give up their cash cow, or their fighter makes a certain amount of revenue fighting certain fighters, or they make a certain amount of revenue no matter who they fight, and they don't want to give that up. You know, so our big problem is the game, man. We put a lot of pressure on these fighters, but our big problem is the promoters. But reason why the pressure goes right back on the fighters, because the promoter's supposed to be working for you. Yes, they can advise you stuff, but you're supposed to be the end all, say all, be all at the end of the day. And sometimes they don't know what's best for you. Sometimes your gut, your heart tells you what's right for you. You know, sometimes you got to speak up for yourself. Sometimes you're going to have to accept the fight that maybe your team is not going to understand. Sometimes you're going to have to do something just for you. And sometimes you got to take your career into your own hands. You know, at the end of the day, you're responsible for you. That promoter will keep going on and making money and promote somebody else. Your reputation is going to want to be damaged in the process, and your revenue is the one that's going to slow up in the process. But I just think it's very incriminating that you have a PBC fighter who's now saying that even he believes Al Haymon is blocking the fight. Now, this is a PBC fighter. This ain't a top-ranked fighter. This ain't no fanboys subscribing on YouTube and nothing like that. This is a PBC fighter, and even his own fighters say he believes he is blocking fights. So if he would basically force his own damn fighter to retire because he can't get the fights that he wants, what do you think Al Haymon and how he thinks when it comes to somebody outside Premier Boxing? That'll let you know his mind state right there. But one thing's for sure, and I've said it before, his boxer's reputation cannot sustain his blueprint. You know, these guys are losing credibility by the day. Okay, Gervonta Davis' reputation is being chipped away by the day. Gary Russell Jr. also clowns him for ducking up Vasily Lomachenko. He said, how you going to call yourself a champion, but at the same time say you're not ready to face nobody? But don't even get me started with Gervonta Davis and Vasily Lomachenko and all the ducking that's going on there. And Gary Russell Jr. also goes on to say that he doesn't fight anybody. He just fight old stick in the mud people that's basically there to be knocked over once he punches them. I think a Gary Russell Jr. would be a great fight for Gervonta Davis. I think that's a great fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a hella statement. And that's definitely one of the ways you go to build up a Lomachenko, Gervonta Tank Davis fight. Definitely. Matter of fact, that would actually kind of be my next move, man. Like, I wish I was a promoter at the eye of the time, because I swear to God, I know exactly what to do with these guys. I know exactly how to make these guys stars. It is not hard to me. You're just going to have to invest some money in them. That's all you have to do. But what I would do, especially to generate buzz around a Gervonta Davis Vasily Lomachenko fight, you seen what he did with Pedraza. All right, he handled him in more convincing fashion than Lomachenko, to really dig at Lomachenko's pride and to really dig at his reputation. I'll turn right around and I'll go have Gervonta Tank Davis go fight Gary Russell Jr. and see how he weathers with him. You know what I'm saying? And if he deals with Gary Russell Jr. in a more impressive fashion, that's going to be my signal. And that's also going to be my introduction into saying, I think you're ready to take the fight, or I think you're ready to fight Vasily Lomachenko. And this is the crazy thing. If you lose to Vasily Lomachenko, it's not like that's a bad thing, Gervonta Davis. You lost to Vasily Lomachenko. Who could be mad at you for losing about that? You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody be mad at you for losing to a Vasily Lomachenko. Hell, if you're going to lose to somebody, that's somebody that you want to lose to, because people can understand the loss. But I understand Gary Russell's frustration. It's a shame, because that's what banner he's under, and he can't get the fights that he needs to get. So at the end of the day, I think what Al Haymon does is, financially, I think he looks out for these guys. He take care of these guys, and that's what pacify them for Al Haymon to basically pursue his plan in whatever he sees. You know what I'm saying? He nullifies these guys. He completely pacifies them. You know what I'm saying? They sit here crying, I ain't got this. I ain't got that. Leonard, help such and such get a house. Help such and such do this. And give him an allowance of blah, 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 blah. And tell him to sit down and chill. And we going to map out his next few fights. He's good. Like I said, I think it's great that the fighters have somebody that looks out for them. But like I said, as a boxing fan, it hurts me. So I'm happy that you got somebody that's treating you the way I feel boxers and all boxers should be treated. And that's what respect, and they should be valued, and they should basically get what they want, because they're the ones generating the money. I get that. But at the same time, Al Haymon has to find a medium. He has to know how to give his fighters what he want. And at the same time, you got to learn how to get the fans what they want. You know what I'm saying? You just got to find a medium. That's all that it is. I'm not saying you can't help the fighters. And by helping the fighters, that don't mean that you got to screw over the fucking fans, which the fighters need to sustain their lifestyle and everybody else's. But, that's just my opinion on it. And I just think it's a goddamn shame that you got somebody from your own stable accuse you of the same thing that people outside of your stable and everybody else is saying. That you're delaying fights, that you're holding up legacy, you're forcing people to retire, and fans are not getting the fights that they want. Now I understand, Al Haymon, why you do not show your face. Because you cannot pull bullshit like this and walk amongst the public like the rest of us regular folks. Because you're going to have so many cameras shoved in your face asking you why and what the fuck you're doing. Now I understand why you stay hidden behind a curtain. Because the bullshit that you got to pull, there's no way in fuck you could show your face, around the boxing world, and not get cornered, not have to ask some questions, and not get pressured all the damn time. Because in order for to pull the tricks that you pull, you have to stay behind the scenes. But anyways, that's my opinion. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Bruce Vane, I'm out.